So some of you are just starting the game and you have no idea what to run, or some of you are just starting this wipe and you have no idea what to run. Don't worry, I got you. So there's this gun called the Budget Beast. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the X-Fill and Hideout. My name is Ghost. If you guys have never been here before, I'm very excited you guys are here. Before we get into today's video, I stream on Twitch almost every single day, except for some Sundays. Early in the morning, grab caffeine, come hang out. If you guys like the content, make sure you guys smash the like button. It does go a long way. And for those of you who have been supporting and liking and sharing and all the things that YouTube loves, I super appreciate it because it helps the videos grow way faster than normal. So if you guys want to see more content like this, it's free. You guys can subscribe to the channel. You can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. Quick side note, for those of you who just want to go straight to the build, you can. Down below, there's some chapters for you. You can go ahead and click there and it'll take you straight to the build. Let's get into the Budget Beast build. That's good. Okay, so here is the build that I'm going to be showing you guys, and this is amazing in the beginning. I know that when you see 87 vertical, we're at 58, 87. When you see 87 vertical, just wait, okay? I'm gonna show you in the hideout. Well, I'm gonna show you in the hideout how she shoots. Shoots really, really good for the price. So the first thing that we're gonna do with this gun is we're gonna talk about how to get the gun. Now, the best way to get the AKM is you're actually gonna go to Prepare. We're gonna go to the barter section. You can do this right from the very beginning. Look at Prepare 1. You're gonna grab the AKM right here. 3 Tashanka. You can either grab these Tashanka by going to interchange and filling up your backpack on the right back side of Goshen. You can loot them from different food spawns in customs. Woods has a lot of food spawns, and Scav Village, something like that. Or you can flat out buy them. I'm assuming that you are going to loot them because this is geared mainly towards the people who don't have flea market yet, and I'm going to show you how to buy everything without even using it. So get the Tashanka and make this trade. After you get the trade, you're going to be pulling off pretty much all of these parts, and your gun's going to end up looking like this. Now, the very first thing that we're going to be purchasing for this build is a small adapter called the TT adapter, Tika Tula. I don't know how to say it. That's why I say TT. The TT adapter. The TT adapter is going to be 708 rubles. It's very cheap from Skier 1. We need that to be able to put on this muzzle brake. Now, in the beginning, there's little things like this that you don't really realize. You just kind of like don't use it because you go to put it on and it doesn't work. You don't know that there's like little adapters and things for stocks and muzzle brakes and stuff. So it's helpful to be able to buy that from Skier 1. After you buy that from Skier 1, we're going to go to Skier 2, and we're going to be able to get the DTK, which is going to give us a negative 13% vertical recoil, which is huge on a beginner gun. And we're going to get -2 on the ergonomics, which isn't bad. That's going to be 4,865 rubles from Skier 2. And then after that, we're set up with our muzzle brake. Now we're going to go to a different pistol grip. Now we are going to grab the legendary Tapco saw style pistol grip. One of the best things to run. Honestly, I'll run this until I go meta. Until we get the meta parts, I will run the saw on almost everything, as well as some of the other parts on this gun. The Tapco saw is 38 USD, which is about 6,000 rubles from Peacekeeper 2, giving us that +11 on the ergonomics. After that, we're going to be going to Skier 1, and we're going to be grabbing the Bastion dust cover, which is an amazing dust cover, and I even still use it on meta guns. If you guys haven't checked out the AKM meta build, you can also check that out after this video and once you guys level up. That's going to be 6,325 rubles from Skier 1, and that's going to give us a -1% on the vertical recoil and +5 on the ergonomics. We're not going to really go over the sight yet. I will talk about the sight and the light later. The other thing that we're going to grab is a new stock. It's slightly better stats, and it just looks better. It matches the theme of the gun. If you guys want to go with the old school wood, that is completely up to you, but it's very cheap. We're going to be grabbing the polymer stock for 2,255 rubles from Prepare 1. You can get it right from the beginning, giving us that -32% vertical recoil and +5 on the ergonomics. On top of that, we are going to be grabbing the recoil pad because you get a massive recoil buff with this. I know it doesn't look like much, but we're going to get -5% on the vertical recoil and +2 on the ergonomics for this. That's going to be 4,051 rubles from Prepare 2. Everything is pretty cheap. After that, we're going to be using the regular mag. There is mags you can upgrade for 2K. I don't really think it's worth it. You save 1 ergo. Honestly, I just stick with these. They're super, super cheap, and your gun already comes with one. The other thing we're going to grab is the new charging handle, which is the CSS knurled charging handle. This one is going to be 5,750 rubles from Skier 2, and that's going to give us +3 ergo instead of the +1 on the regular one, and it's literally like 1,000 more, or a couple thousand more. So it's not that big of a deal. It is good. After that, we're going to be grabbing this handguard, which is going to allow us to put a couple things on it, including a sight if you really wanted to not run the Bastion. I don't recommend running a front sight, but like if you were like really struggling for ruble, you can definitely put a sight on the front. So this is going to be the CAA RS-47 handguard. And then on this is going to be 81 USD, which is about 13,000 ruble. And that's going to be from Peacekeeper 2, giving us the -2% vertical recoil and +7 on the ergonomics. On top of that, we are going to be grabbing the Tango Down Stubby. And this foregrip is only 4,802 rubles from Skier 2. One of the best things to run until you start going with like the RVG, which is Skier 3. So you're at level 23 at that point, level 25, 26, 27, depending on your Peacekeeper and Skier tasks. So this you're going to be running probably for a while. This is a really, really good beginner foregrip. And you're going to see it more and more in the budget builds. This is going to give us that -1% on the vertical recoil and +5 on the ergonomics, a little bit of both. And like I said, from Skier 2. Now, this is going to complete the build, but let's talk real quick about the sight and about the light. Now, I typically don't add these to the builds, sights and lights, if you guys have seen my builds. And the reason why is because I really think that sights and lights are subjective. It really depends on what the goal is for that raid, your play style, and so many other things. If you're comfortable, some people are comfortable with a certain sight, some people hate that same sight. So I threw these on there so you guys would see that you can buy a sight and a light for cheap early on, but you can honestly use whatever you can get your hands on, whether you're looting it or whether you are buying it. I'll show you real quick. Jaeger 1, we are going to grab the sight, that right there, what I say, sight. And then we're going to go to Propor 1. And for super cheap, 109 rubles, we're going to grab the eye cup. And then after that, we're going to go to Skier 1, and you're going to grab the laser. That's right here, 5,000 rubles. Pretty cheap. Okay, that's going to complete the builds. We're going to take it into the hideout in just a second. We are looking at 5887. Now, let me show you what she shoots like, and then we will talk about some ammo choices and what you probably should be running. So this is the ergo. It's actually really nice, dude. Okay. So the very first time I'm going to shoot without using my mouse for recoil control. I'm just going to mouse 1 and see what happens. We're going to start at the stomach. So now I know what you guys are thinking. This build is trash. I can't believe you would even show that. You started at the stomach and it went up past his head. That is just how a lot of the budget guns are, especially with the vertical and horizontal recoil changes in this wipe. Many of the guns have way more exaggerated, I guess you could say, recoil patterns. So you have to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it is a lot easier to control, and you're going to be able to hold it down once you realize how the gun works. The way that it works in Tarkov is you start at one point, the first couple rounds shoot high, and then it kind of settles, which is why you have a bunch of rounds in his head when there was also a couple rounds that went off in here. So when you get used to that, you can... Looks much better. Now there is rounds in this area, but it is much better than it was before. The hip fire is also really good on this, surprisingly. Let's go to the very back and I will show you. That is not bad for a very, very budget gun that you can start with in the very beginning. You will have a pretty tight grouping without a bunch of stray rounds all over the place with just hip fire. Make sure your laser's on. The other thing, quick beginner tip, when you are using budget guns and when you start playing in the beginning, if you crouch, you minimize the recoil. Do you see how much tighter the grouping is in this area that I was shooting? Look at this. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's going to take some getting used to, but I'm telling you right now, for the price, this is an awesome build. And then, of course, the other thing that you can do, which is what I recommend, especially when you're using budget weapons and the recoil isn't that meta recoil, is tap when you're far. So if somebody's back here, tap those headshots. even close up. You know what I mean? If that's what you need to do, and then as you get closer, like you're in dorms, you're in CQC settings, you're gonna be able to wreck somebody. This is the budget beast. Okay, so what we're looking at for the complete build, we are looking at 58 ergo and 87 on the vertical recoil. And for the price, we are looking at a total of 68,796 rubles, under 70,000 for a build you can literally run right from the beginning. We will take it into edit preset because I know you guys like to look at that. This is the build right here. Just so you guys know, all the builds that we make, including ones that aren't even on videos yet, are in the Discord. So make sure you guys go down the links below, check out the Discord. There is a ridiculous amount of builds in there, all the way from budget to meta. That will really, really help you guys. And now we are going to talk about ammo. So the ammo that you're going to want to run, we're going to talk about 3 different ammo types. I don't want you guys to get confused, but for those of you who want to learn, you're going to go to Prepare 1 and you are going to use this round. That is it, 7.62 by 39. You just started, you don't have Flee, you haven't used Punisher 5 to unlock BP, all of that stuff. You're gonna run this round, and this round is actually a really good round. You could even use it now, honestly. You just have to know how to use it and what fights you're gonna have to rotate more, avoid maybe, depending on if there's somebody that dude has like a Slick and an Alton on, something like that. But the PS round has 57 flesh and 32 pen. 57 flesh and 32 pen. That is a very, very good beginner round, especially something that you can beam somebody with full auto in a CQC setting. Now, weirdly, a round that is technically not as stable, not as good in my opinion, but something you could still totally run is going to be from Prepare 2, and that is going to be the T45 round. Sometimes you find boss guards with it. A couple other players sometimes run it in a budget sense, but the weird part is you can only buy 400 at a time per reset. It is cheaper, but you can only buy 400 at a time. Now, it does have more flesh at 62 flesh and 30 pen. So the thing is many of the rounds that used to be complete garbage, and there was a huge gap in between good ammo and bad ammo, it's not really there anymore. A lot of the lower tier ammo has been moved up with buffs in the last 6-7 patches or so, all the way from the middle of last wipe until now. So rounds like the T45 are almost like the PS round. It's just a tracer version of the round, which isn't necessarily better. People are going to know where you're firing from, but it is another option for you guys. Just like M80, just like 545 BP being very close to BT, which we'll talk about in a different video. Anyways, this is also something you could run. I would still recommend, my highest recommendation in the beginning would be to run PS. It's slightly more expensive. You can buy unlimited amount. It doesn't matter how many you buy, which is awesome from the very beginning. Now, the round you're going to buy later is actually going to be from Prepare 3. You get it after completing Punisher 5, and this is probably one of the best rounds in the game next to M62 and M61. And that is 7.62 BP. You probably get killed with this round a lot because it's very easy to obtain. You get it from rogues, you get it from raiders, you get it from other players, you can craft it, and you can buy it. So this is the meta round. Essentially, this is 58 flesh, so 1 more flesh than PS, but you get 47 pen, which means you are wrecking pretty much everybody. You're 2-tapping level 5 armors, and you are still destroying level 6 if you wanted to thorax them, or somebody's wearing an Alton. You're still only going to take a few rounds before you're smacking them in the face, and it's a very, very lethal round. This is what you guys are going to want to run. I'm assuming you're not running this gun build if you're already running BP, but just so you guys have a little bit of knowledge on the rounds you should be running, but you guys' main round is going to be the PS round. The one thing I forgot to mention about the T45 is the T45 has a negative 6% on the vertical recoil buff to the round. So maybe on a budget build, you guys can try it. It might be a little bit better because it's going to help your vertical recoil control. That's kind of like crazy for budget builds even more. So still a decent round, something you might want to try running if the vertical recoil is just way too much for you to control. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the video for the budget beast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know down in the comments below what builds you guys want to see next. I pull from there, and I pull from a place on Discord called Video Ideas, which you can also check out and throw your own ideas, what videos you want me to cover next, and I will make sure that we get them out to you guys. That way we can bring you the most value. If you did get value out of this video, make sure you smash the like button. It does go a long way for the channel. And if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. You can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. The other thing that I want to say before we leave is jump by the stream sometime. We start early in the morning, grab caffeine, come hang out, stream literally almost every day. There's some Sundays we take off, but it's a lot of fun, and I think it'll even be better with you there. I hope you guys are very blessed. Hope you have an amazing day or night, depending on where you're at in the world. Don't go anywhere yet, because there's more videos for you. So check out these videos, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Happy raids, my friend.